And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Jeff Eliasoff.
And I'm Caroline Fletcher. New tonight at 10, international intrigue centered right here in Texoma.
This is quite a story. News 12's Austin Hedgecoth tells us how a small-town restaurant owner ended up in a Chinese prison for espionage.
This story begins in Hong Kong with one John Leung.
I had not seen him or heard of his name in many years until this incident.
Leung was born in Hong Kong in 1945 and moved to New York in the 1970s. There, the New York Times reports that he ran several successful travel agencies in Chinatown with his brothers. In time, he traded in the sights and the sounds of the Big Apple for the small-town charm of the Magnolia capital of Oklahoma, where he opened a restaurant right here on Washington Avenue.
I met him for the first time at his Hong Kong restaurant here in Durant.
Hong Kong's seafood restaurant established Leung as a successful business owner and a tie to overseas industries. According to archives from the Durant Democrat newspaper, Leung traveled to Asia throughout the 80s and 90s, sometimes on behalf of the city, to attract international business to Durant. The most notable of these trips came in 1988 and 1997, when he gave tours to several top officials and businessmen from Guangzhou, a major Chinese city. Reporter Matt Swearingen covered that trip for the Durant Democrat.
It wasn't the typical day-to-day story I would cover in Durant, yeah.
The New York Times reports that Leung was also very involved in pro-Chinese political activist circles here in the United States, but says it was all a cover, and he was actually spying for the FBI. There are conflicting reports about when he was spying and what he was doing, but what we do know is in 2021, at the age of 75, Leung was arrested and thrown in a Chinese prison. He was reportedly sentenced to life in prison last year on charges of spying. But just last month, he was flown back to the U.S. as part of an international prisoner swap.
I'd say that's the most unusual story I've seen in a long time.
Another mystery, will he come back to Durant? His family has declined to comment thus far. In Durant, Austin Hedgecoth, News 12.